Okay, homework 10, number 1. In this problem, you're asked to write a function that generates an array with alternating zeros and ones with a length of n that is defined as an input. Um, so what what you want to achieve is basically create a function which takes one input that is n, and then generate an output which is an array of zeros and ones with a length of n. Okay, if you recall, this is similar to a problem we did in homework 8, specifically um, homework 8 number 3, if you remember. So let's go to MATLAB and try and try and do this. So going to MATLAB, and I'm going to homework 8 number 3. If you can see here, in that homework we're asked to create an array with a length of 20 that has alternating zeros and ones. So now I need to create an array with a length of n, which is taken as an input from the user, right? So So I'm going to use the first method. So this will be the core of the solution for this problem. And what we did over there is just we created an empty arrays of zeros, and then we replaced every second element with one to create an array of zeros and ones. So let's do this. So let's create a new script, and let's recall what we want to do as part of this problem. So I'm going to create a comment and drop the problem here. So I want to create and write a function with alternating zeros and ones with a length of n that is defined as an input. So again, to write a function, I need to use the keyword function and then my output. So my output will be the array of zeros and ones. So I'm going to call it 0, 1 array. And on the right hand side, I need to give this the function name. So I'm going to call this let's call it alternating 0, 1, or alternating, let's write underscore. I mean, yeah, you can create cuter names for these functions. It's up to you, and the input will be basically just n, right? So the function will generate an array with alternating zeros and ones with a length of n that's defined as an input. So the user will enter n, and then the function will generate an array with zeros and ones. So this is the header of the function, and then the body of the function. I will just copy the method we defined here in homework 8 number 3. So in this case, I'm creating a row vector with n zeros, so from 1 to n, and then for I equals 2 to 2 to n, ai equals 1, and then at the end I just need to 0 underscore 1 underscore array is equal to a. And the point of this last line is the output will always, so the output, you need to store your output under this variable name within your function. So if I do my calculations, my internal calculations in the function using the variable name a, I need to remember to store it under the variable name I defined as the output for this function. Okay, so this is the function it's called alternating 0, 1. It will ask the user for a number n, and then it's going to output a function with alternating zeros and ones with a length of n. So let's save it and run it and test it. So I'm going to save this. And again, I know it's homework 10 number 1, but we have to save because we're creating a function. We have to save it using the same name we defined for the function. So I'm going to save it under the name of alternating 0, 1. So I save it. And as you can see here, the function name saved as alternating underscore 0 underscore 1. Now let's go to our command window at the bottom and try to test it. So I'm going to say alternating 0, 1, and then let's say 3. So it's not happy. Did we have a... Yeah, so I have a misspelling error here, alternating 0, 1. Yeah, so maybe it's a good idea to use simpler names when calling your functions. But here we go. So you can see here, um, I'm getting two outputs. The first output is the A, which is zeros, and then the answer is 0, 1. And the reason is that I did not suppress it in my function. So I'm going to go up here and suppress this A so that I only see the output. And then I'm going to call it back down. So alternating 0, 1s with 3, create an array with zeros and ones, length of 3, 6. Okay, so be careful with the spelling. 10, whatever. It's will always create an array with alternating zeros and ones.